Hi everybody, welcome back to Season 2. This is going to be our first Titan League matchup of the season. And first want to give a shout out to M for that resub. Hype in the chat. And I'm going to be casting today with Linty, and we have Venganza versus Dragons. How you doing, Linty?
I'm doing pretty good. It's great to be back, and I can't wait for this matchup. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I think this is going to be a little bit of a spicier matchup than some might think. We have a newcomer in H on Venganza, and I know that he's a pretty good college level player. On the other side, we also have L's team, who always has a good matchup.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I do know Els and Rhino and Edwin. They've played together last season. They have great team chemistry, and the other team for Venganza, they're a new roster, so we'll see how they would handle against a team that's been together for so long.
Yeah, and I couldn't help but notice that Venganza got left off the power rankings earlier today, so I think if they want to prove a little something to the Dragons, they might have to show it in this matchup here.
Ironically enough, it was Dragons that ended up taking both spots within that power rankings matchup, so there might be
Yeah, I
some
think there's
salt.
some new level tactics going on here. I think Rhino's got something on the Venganza. All right, and looks like both teams are going to get started in a second here. Alrighty, and here we go on the kickoff. Skies wins it a little bit and going into the corner. L's bringing it back. Rhino sending it back to the midfield. Pass to H. He's not quite ready for it. Ooh, H with a big miss in the mid. L's taking the shot. Not quite in. Rhino with the follow-up. Blocked. H going up again. The dog taking it up the sidewall. Rhino's up. Misses. L's taking it back out to the mid to Rhino. That's going to be an awkward bounce coming straight down. Edwin handles it nicely. The dog with the boom into the corner. L's with a 50 in the mid. H going back up the corner. Back a pass out to Skies. Misses. Dog with a botch shot. Is that going to slowly roll in? Yes, it is. H with the first goal for Titan League Season 2.
I think that was it was either a bit of a misstep or a great play from the dog. He got in L's way coming back from the backside, left that net wide open, but a great placement shot from H and just placed it right home.
Yeah, and Els did get that demo right in front of the net. I'm not sure if that would have made a difference, but either way, nobody was there to defend. Rhino with an attempted flick going back to the Dragon side now, though. Els with a pass out, blocked by Ladog. Rhino sending it upfield. Sky's up, he's going to beat Edwin. Clear from Els. Another shot from Ladog, missed. H kind of in an awkward position in the corner here. Pass out to Skies, though. Missed. And this pressure from Venganza is really kind of suffocating Dragons here. I kind of expected more out of Dragons right away, but Venganza's kind of taking it to him at the moment.
Yeah, with H, he's playing super solid, but there's a lot coming from Ladog and both Skeezes or Skies, and they both are playing really well and setting H up to do a lot of what he needs to do and get the offensive role.
Looks like there was a team bump on the blue side over there. Dragons might be able to capitalize on this, but clear from Ladog, and Edwin misses. Rhino awkward spot with zero boost, and that's gonna go in. Second goal for Venganza.
That was a bit of a misread from Edwin over in the midfield. He missed the ball and Rhino wasn't ready for the miss. He didn't have enough boost to get back to it, and Ladog took advantage of it. Got the demo bump, which was actually a pull shot into net.
Yeah, kind of an unfortunate series of events, and then to top it off, it just trickles crossbar down into the net. But now we're in the approaching halfway point, and Venganza's up 2-0. Not quite what I expected. Oh, and ooh, close one. I was kind of expecting it to be spicy, but I don't know if I expected Venganza to come out this hot right away.
Well, the Dragons, they have had their chances. They just haven't capitalized like Venganza has. Venganza's been scoring most of their goals. I know they just missed one of them, but outside of that, they've pretty much done what they needed to do to score.
H sending it back to the Dragon side. L's clearing it to Rhino. Pass up. H gonna beat out L's. Another shot coming in. The Dog's gonna send it back to the Dragon side. Net's somewhat open. And that's going to be a third one. Second goal for Ladog.
That was just a great play right there from Skeezis, and Ladog just an even better read. He saw where Skeezis was hitting the ball, and he was right there after it was touched. And then a great placement shot around the defense and just placed it right home.
Yeah, and I don't even know. Definitely Venganza's has the pressure on Dragons, but I don't know if it's so much Venganza playing spectacular Rocket League or that the Dragons rotation is a little messed up at the moment, unfortunately, it looks like. L's
the Dragon, it does look like the rotation's a little bit off, but I think that has a lot to do with Venganza just reading where the play's going. They're always there to get the ball back and then just place it onto. Oh,
that's
as
an
I
awkward
say that,
back pass. That's going to go in. Rhino's going to capitalize on that.
yeah, right as I was saying that, Skeezis with a missed touch trying to play it back to Ladog, and just an easy shot for Rhino all the way down the field.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see if that'll build some momentum for Dragons, though. Even though it was a mistake, might be able to get them going now. Sky's up. Sending it down, but not really threatening. El's is going to take this up the wall. Gets bumped by Skies, though. Another awkward ball on defense for Dragons. And Edwin's sending it to the corner. Rhino following it up is going to grab that boost. Big clear from him. He might have an opportunity. And that's going to trickle its way in as well. Rhino with his second goal.
Yeah, I don't know if they didn't have enough boost. He couldn't get that mid boost. It was taken on the way back, and I don't know where Skeezis was on the backside of the field. I think they were just boost starved, and it just allowed for the Dragons to push all the way down the field uncontested.
Yeah, I really don't think the Venganza players were expecting that hard 50 to come out from Rhino and bounce off the ceiling. But here he is again with the air dribble. Not quite in, and now that's a double commit, leaving Edwin blast back. H bringing it up the wall. Edwin should be able to handle this, though. Sky's back out to the mid. Ladog up. Gets beat. H is going to have to take this back to his corner. Rhino beats him out. Another ball coming back to the mid. Sky's with a bad hit. Nice 50 by Els is going to bring that to their side. Pass out to the middle? Els is going to 50 that. Rhino's going to have to hard clear this off his wall. Sky's there, though. Edwin's going to clear it again. Another ball right in front of the net. H barely misses that. And now it's a 3v1 coming back to the Venganza side with 10 seconds left. Shot almost goes in. Rhino's turning on it. Another bad double commit. Els with the shot, though. Great save by Skies. And this ball's going to hit the ground. And that's going to be Venganza with game one.
Just watching that through, it looked like the Dragons, the start of their game was bad because they were making mistakes. They were giving possession away that they needed to keep. And Venganza, they capitalized on all those mistakes. The second half, you started seeing Venganza, they were making the mistakes, allowing Dragons to get back, but they were able to lock it down within that last 20 to 30 seconds and not get scored on.
And if you look at the shot margins between the teams, Dragons actually came out with 11 while Venganza only had 4. So I really feel like Dragons picked up the pressure towards the second half of that game after those first few original mistakes came out.
And Dragons, they still had that. They had a lot of that pressure at the beginning. It's just they weren't capitalizing, like what I mentioned with Venganza. Venganza, they had a few chances. They scored those. They only missed one shot in total. While Dragons, it felt like they were taking shots, but they weren't on target, or they were giving the ball away right in front of the net, and it turned around right back to their end.
Yeah, I think Venganza's going to have to make sure that they can play solid and keep that rotation in order. Otherwise, Dragons are going to be able to exploit that in game 2. Alright, so here we have game 2 on Neo Tokyo. It's going to be L's and H on the kickoff. L's sending it to the left. Well, Dog has it, but he has 0 boost. Edwin up, sending it into the corner. Kind of an awkward ball in the corner here as Rhino 50s it towards the middle. L's going to follow this up, but just kind of sends it and then leaves it, and then falls off the ceiling, wasting a lot of boost. And Venganza's kind of a very awkward spot here, all over each other, to start off game 2.
Yeah, and they don't have a lot of boost either. They were working off that one corner pad, and it was getting taken sometimes by the Dragons, and just the ball never really left there, never really allowed for the rotation to go out and get boost.
Rhino's going to send this towards the middle as Skeezus is up. Edwin controlling in the corner, sending it back out. Nobody's up for this ball, but now H sends it towards the net, and that's just going to go in again. I don't know where the defender was.
Well, on the backside, Rhino started pushing up for any like 50 that went to the opposite side, or he can make a U-turn to get to that net. But what he didn't see was the dog coming from the front side, and he came behind Rhino and just demoed him, left the net open.
So once again, Venganza scores first to try and get that early game momentum, and Dragons are going to find themselves down again in the first minute. L's taking this back to his corner. Another awkward ball coming towards. Everyone's kind of getting faked out. Almost goes in. In fact, it does. Rhino got the save, but I guess it wasn't quite enough.
That was a great pass from the dog. He placed it in front of the defense really awkwardly. H, though, with that great fake, and then a great dunk on Rhino on that clear.
He was just floating there, and it just by happenstance got sent right into him. Another kickoff that goes Venganza's way, though. Ball gonna go out to the middle. Although Rhino's able to clear that towards Venganza's side. Shot opportunity, but missed. H sends it back their way. Edwin kind of awkward in the corner again. Looks like there's a lot of confusion when the Dragons are on defense. When they're on offense, though, it looks like they're pretty focused.
And I think part of that has to do with the Dragons. They're not keeping possession, placing it near their teammates. There's a lot of open space for Venganza to get touches towards the net and around the defensive players, and it's making it hard for them to keep possession of the ball.
Dog sending it back over to the Dragon side. L's up, sending it back to the middle though. H with a lackluster shot. He's gonna follow up though. Another ball going into the corner for Dragon side. With Dog up, misses. H is gonna turn on this. Back towards the ceiling. Rhino with the hit. Edwin should be here for the follow-up. He has no boost though, so not really much he can do. That's going to go pinching towards the net, and Els can't get there. The 3-0 lead from Venganza.
That was a mistouch from Edwin. He tried to control it going up the wall, just bounced off the hood of his car right back into the midfield, and then a great 50 from H, who read that play all the way.
Yeah, I can't help but bring up what I talked about earlier though, the power rankings. I feel like Venganza really wants to take it to Dragons here, and they're showing it in this game too.
Yeah, they know that they shouldn't have been placed so low on the power rankings, and they know that the Dragons are a good team to get matched up against to prove their worth.
I feel like a lot of people coming into this season didn't really know who H was, but I feel like he hasn't done too much of the scoring, but I feel like his presence on the field is enough to keep the Dragons kind of at bay. Although Edwin's sending it towards the middle, Rhino can't quite handle that. L's kind of in an awkward spot, but he's going up for the double. Misses, runs out of boost. Edwin coming in for the follow. Another awkward ball off the backboard. Is Rhino there? No, Els cuts him off. But Rhino's there for the follow-up. Tight rotation, but it works out for the Dragons.
That was a good play. Good read right there from Els. He saw it coming around the corner. He could feel that the defense wasn't jumping early, and that just left the defense on their back foot on that backboard pass. Rhino with a great speed and great shot over the defense.
Yeah, in the past 3 opportunities the Dragons had, nobody was on that backboard for Venganza. And on that last play, all 3 were in net as Els almost scores again. Rhino up, but Skies is going to clear this out. Nobody here to follow this up from Dragons. Edwin's sending it back out, but H is going to clear that right back. Sky's up for the redirect, but sends it way too far. Ladog's going to have to try and control this. Ball out for the Dragons, going to clear it towards the blue side. H with another hard clear back. Edwin might turn on this, which he does, but sends it right back to Ladog. Another awkward ball for Dragons. Rhino's going to have to use all his boosts to try and get it out. L sending it back out to the middle. Ladog clears it back. It kind of just looks like a lot of ping pong and not even hard contact. A lot of these balls are having soft contact back out to the mid. And Edwin's going to try and bring this back. L's going to turn on this in the corner. Is there somebody in the mid to pass to? Oh, that. Yeah, he tried to pass, but nobody was close enough, and H cuts that off for their 4th goal.
It feels like the Dragons, they don't have good control. I think they need to maybe get some more fakes going. They need to get the ball behind the deep or behind Venganza's rotation. They need to get some passes going. Because Venganza, they're just reading that one man, that first man, tossing the ball away. It's not allowing them to get any breakout offense going, and it's just really hurting them on the defense.
And I said H wasn't really involved in the scoring, but he actually has all 4 of the goals for game 2. And here he is on defense. The hard clear out to the left. He's going to follow it again. He has boost to try and follow this up. But Edwin makes the save. And I think H kind of disrespected the Rule 1 that was going to happen in net, which I don't know why he would with 10 seconds left. But and that's going to be a 5th goal. So I guess it works out for H. All 5 goals for game 2.
I don't know if it was a Rule 1. I think Edwin might have been just sitting underneath H in the net, so I don't think they were actually Rule 1.
Well, either way, it's not going to matter as this game's done and dusted, and Venganza is going to take the series to a 2-0 score. Only one more, and they're going to be on match point. Let's see if Rhino can do something in the final seconds. As he sends it up. Where's L's for the follow? Nobody challenges from Dragons. Might as well send the house with 0 seconds, I guess, but I don't know.
I don't think Els had enough boost to stay upfield. I think he just went back to that corner. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that last goal in going into game 3 to get some more momentum their way. But they're going to have to figure something out. I think they need more control, more passing plays. That second man needs to get a little bit closer, getting the ball across the middle of the field and not throwing it down forward. But they're going to have to do something because Venganza, they're just reading everything they have in the playbook.
Yeah, and you can see in game 2 again, the Dragons, they only outshoot them by 1 shot, but they still had quite a decent amount of shots, but we're only able to put 1 in. But H just on the other side, a powerhouse, 100% shooting percentage, 5 for 5, carrying them to the game 2 victory.
Watching H2, he's so good, he's so fast, and he just reads everything. You can definitely tell why he's listed at 1950. I'm not sure what he was above that, but he's going to be a player within this tied league to contend with.
Yeah, and I was participating in the college tournament the other day, and I was looking at the Western bracket, and his team made it all the way through to qualify for the league play undefeated, taking down some good teams as well. So he's definitely someone to watch out for. But here we go, going on to game 3. And Dragons are in a tough spot here. They're going to have to come out with the reverse sweep. And after seeing the momentum of the first 2 games, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it.
They're going to have to fix something, and I don't know what it could be, but I think it's just better possessions. That's the only thing I can really think of.
Well, they're starting off hot here. First 10 seconds, lots of pressure. I think that one's going to go in. Bottom left, Rhino starts off, and that's going to be the first time that they've scored first. Let's see if they can build on that.
That was a really good shot right there from Rhino. H almost got the block, and Ladog accidentally touched it back up the midfield. But an overall good play and good placement.
Yeah, they kind of just come out with the blitz attack in the first 13 seconds to score. And let's see if they can keep that up. Edwin sending it off the backboard. L's going to send off the backboard again. Rhino can't quite put that in. Sending it back to the middle. Edwin gets hard 50'd back to his side. Let's see if Skies can... No, not quite. The dog up with the shot now. Back out to the middle. Nobody's there for Venganza. H comes in a little too late, and Rhino's going to take this to the corner to control it. He gets beat though, and Ladog's gonna try and center this. Backs off though, but fakes out the defense a little bit, and H is coming in for the shot. Off target though. L's trying to control it in the corner, but gets beat out. Rhino's got a lot of boost to work with to try and clear this out. Going for the 50. That's going to be good possession for Dragons as Els is going to try and shoot this. Back out to the middle though. And Edwin's kind of in an awkward spot as H is going to send this off the backboard. Rhino might have the double, no. Lots of hard 50s and pinches coming out from both sides as Dragons are trying to make their way down the field. But Rhino can't make contact. Els is going to turn on this. Kind of side flips, getting faked out by H perhaps. Edwin sending it back out to the side. Rhino, double commit with Els and Rhino. They haven't gotten scored on yet, but they've double committed at least a few times, and they're kind of putting themselves in awkward spots. But as I say that, the net's open on the other side. H is going to send this out though. And not really a lot of possession going back and forth between both sides. Nobody really controlling. Els with the pass out. Dragons are starting to build this pressure now though, as a miss comes out from H, but Els misses the shot, and Skies makes a great touch to the corner. Rhino up, not the greatest hit. I don't know if he was trying to look for somebody to pass to or if he just messed up the touch. And just lots of pressure coming out from Dragons, although it looks like they might be... Rhino's definitely out of boost here, as Venganza's going to make their way down the other side of the field. But nobody to follow up that shot. The dog trying to send it on net, but blocked by Els. Rhino back to his own corner. H comes flying in for a pinch towards the mid. Els handles it though. Els trying to do some sort of musty into the corner. Not sure what that was. Shot towards the net, and Skies barely sneaks it in there with a pass from H, and they're going to tie it up 1-1.
That was a great touch from H. He threw it straight across the middle. Els, he was in a bad spot. Edwin, he wasn't quite ready for that front side pass. And then a great placement shot right off the post for Skeezes. He just placed it right there. It went into the net and then slowly rolled in.
Yeah, really threaded the needle on that one. And now it's going to be tied up 1-1 with 2 minutes to go. H with a shot on net, but Edwin's going to handle that nicely. Sending it back out to the middle, but nobody to follow up. Pass to the side, but way too hard for H to try and wrangle. Ladog on the dribble. Not sure if he tried to fake out the defender, if that was just a mechanical mistake. H sending it to the middle for Skies. Back on net, but easy clear for Els. But he does get demoed. Ladog keeping possession on the Dragon side. And nobody to follow this up for Venganza. And Edwin takes the shot, but he has 0 boost. Both teams kind of in an awkward spot right there. Elska's going to try and... Oh no, Rhino's going to cut him off, or call him off. Sky's back on his own side. He's also in an awkward spot. H takes it from him. Sky's with the shot on net, but way off target. Ladog going to try and follow. Whiffs in the midfield, but it works out for Venganza somehow, as H is going to put that in.
Yeah, all 3 players from Venganza are in the corner, but Ladog with the fake. And then you have Els and net. He just didn't read the miss. He would start pushing forward for that touch going to the middle. They were gonna get a lot of offensive pressure, but with that miss, H saw the defense was not there. The net was wide open, placed it right home.
Yeah, I think that was the ultimate tactical whiff, as everybody on Dragons was confused. Edwin left it to try and leave it for somebody else on Dragons, I think, but Rhino and Els thought Edwin was going to take it, and they both rotated to the corner boost. So just some miscommunication there, but now Venganza's in the driver's seat, up 2-1 with 40 seconds left to go. Els taking this up, but gets a mistouch, not quite able to put that into a threatening spot. Els back on the ball again. Rhino's going to follow it. Awkward ball for Ladog. Back out to the middle, but a slow shot from Edwin. And Els, not the best touch, but he does send it to the middle, but nobody there. Edwin's going to try and have to send this out from the corner, which he does. Els up for the redirect. Off the backboard, is anybody there to follow it? Rhino's up, almost puts it in, but Skies with a great save. But they still have the pressure, and oh, it's
No
gonna
way.
really go in. He barely scrapes it off the floor to put it in, and a big whiff from Skies, and Ladog thought he was going to clear to the corner. And we're going to overtime, game 3.
I don't think Skeezes thought there was somebody there in the midfield. I think he was intentionally faking that ball to let it roll across and touch the ground, but there was still 1 second left, and that miss allowed for Els to place it home.
You know, all I'm going to say is that Els always just finds a way. Just scrappy. Just finds a way to put it in. That's not the first time he scored a 0-second goal, too. And speaking of which, Els is on the ball. Net's kind of open, but he has no boost to make it threatening. Rhino with the follow-up misses. Edwin's going to have to clean this up, but he gets demoed. Els all by himself. Ladog with the shot. Els, great save. Ladog sending it back out to the middle, but no follow-up from Venganza. Great 50 from H, and that's going to be a threatening shot, and it's going to go in from Ladog. Nobody on defense ready for that great 50.
H is just so fast. You can see right there, he beat Rhino to the ball. And then at 50, it was great placement. He hit it off the defender's nose. It went straight back to the midfield, and then Ladog read the ball perfectly. He beat the defense there and placed him at upper 90 corner on the right side. Just a great play.
Yeah, and it kind of seemed throughout the whole series that there was just some rotational mishaps happening for the Dragons or miscommunication, and Venganza was constantly able to capitalize on that. And they kind of came out hot in this game, scoring first, and they even tied it up with 0 seconds, but Venganza just comes away with it again for the 3-0 sweep. And I don't think anybody was expecting this.
Yeah, Dragons being so dominant last season throughout the whole regular season. I know they got second within the playoffs, but they were such a solid team to play against. They were so scrappy. They knew how to pull out the wins within series, but then they come in here and H, he really took advantage of this team. He knew exactly what he needed to do to beat them. He shut them down on their 1v1 or their 1v3 like front man plays, and they made it a team-based game. And I don't think the Dragons were quite playing that way, and I think that's why they ended up losing the overall.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it was around a little over halfway in the season that the Dragons last season got their first loss. I think they started out 7-0 or something like that, but they're going to get their first loss on game 1 of the season. And I think things are going to look. This is going to kind of shake up the league with how powerful Venganza came out. Wasn't really thinking about them at first, but I think when we play them, we're really going to have to worry about them after this performance.
Yeah, and us being on the same team, we're gonna have to. I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to do that team-based play. We're gonna have to get the passes going, get them on their back foot, because it looked like that was the only thing you could do against them. They shut down that front man play every time. They did not let it happen. They get great 50s, and they're really fast. So you're gonna have to get the ball moving left to right really quick or high off the back.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, I definitely think Venganza is going to have to be the team to look out for. But coming up next, we're going to have Tora versus Aurora in the Prospect League, and we'll be seeing you guys then.